During the month of Ramadan, many of my friends ask me these questions every year. Why do you fast during Ramadan? Why are you starving yourself to death?
Why? 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 Why?
Does it even have any benefits? Not even water? No way. Now I'm sure they don't mean to be judgmental or anything, but I decided to make this video to clarify these questions so that I can refer to them in case they ask me again next year. Let's refer to these friends as Mr. X for now. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of The Curious Mind. Oh, if you didn't know, or you're new here, I created this series where we discuss and learn about interesting topics for,
wait for it,
The Curious Mind, hence the name. So if you're into this type of content, subscribe to the channel and tap the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on anything. So I'm going to try my best to help Mr. X understand why Muslims or non-Muslims fast during the month of Ramadan. Well, let's start with the basics and learn how Ramadan actually works. Ramadan is the 9th month in the Muslim lunar calendar, where healthy adults fast from sunrise to sunset. This means you avoid drinking, eating, immoral acts, and anger. Other acts of worship such as prayer, reading the Quran, and charity are encouraged during the holy month to get closer to God and strengthen your beliefs. Talking about strengthening your beliefs, that's reason number 1 for why people fast during Ramadan. During this holy month, you get to reconnect with your faith and strengthen your beliefs, whatever they may be. The most important thing while fasting is to get closer to God and seek His pleasure and forgiveness. This itself generates a spirit of loyalty in us. The second reason why we fast during the month of Ramadan is that it's a spiritual healing after all. During the holy month, we are encouraged to practice patience and avoid getting angry. The anger may lead to hurting others, whether verbally or physically, which may cancel your fast for that day altogether. So better be on a safe side and stop getting angry. It's a good practice. Fasting is meant to overcome anger and develop self-control in someone. The strong effort required to put up with hunger and thirst could be also extended to other weaknesses of human character that could lead someone into error and sin. Another reason is gratitude and appreciating what you have. Whether it meant acing that major exam or having a promotion at work, or simply just giving thanks for how wonderful and amazing life is. During the month of Ramadan, Muslims also get very appreciative of their lives, especially when it comes to time to break fast at sunset. Every practicing family around the world break their fast differently. There may be families that could afford a great feast, while some may not even have a proper meal. Therefore, the act of charity here is very important and appreciated. Another good reason is rebuilding and renewing ties with your loved ones. Ramadan also allows families to get together for the breaking of the fast. Obviously, with the current quarantine situation, it's a little harder to do so. We often take this opportunity to reestablish and restore relations with our loved ones and friends by spending more time with each other. Families would usually bond over iftar preparations, which is the feast we have after the sunset during the month of Ramadan. And that, Mr. X, is how you build tolerance for sometimes annoying family members for the rest of the year. Are you still there, Mr. X? Because things are about to get more interesting. Focus and resisting temptation is another good reason to fast. In today's modern society, practicing Muslims who are living as minority groups in several different countries may have to go through a rather common struggle: temptations. Temptations may come in many forms, but the most common one is when your peers are having their meals and you have to suck it in. Here, focus comes into play to turn away from these distractions and temptations. And doing so will train your ability to focus better. This brings us to reason number 6, empathy and remembering the less fortunate. As we perform our fast during the month of Ramadan, we should be thinking about those who don't have the same privilege, especially those who live in the third world countries. Poverty is real, and many have lost their lives due to poor sanitation, unfiltered water, and shortage of food worldwide. There are people who are unable to fast due to sickness or old age, and there are people who are able to fast, but they cannot afford to have a proper meal when they want to break their fast. As Muslims, we are advised to help those in need and those who are less fortunate, even more so during the month of Ramadan, in many different ways, such as door-to-door meal distributions. Feeling empathy will develop your character to be more understanding of the less fortunate while having the heart of a giver. Detox is another reason why we fast during Ramadan. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean detoxing for the sole purpose of losing weight. What I really mean here is to avoid bad habits that could harm you spiritually and literally. Here's an example. Smokers must stop smoking during their fast, which may be a starting point for them to beat their habit and carry on beyond Ramadan, building that inner strength. And in that sense, you can avoid and eventually eliminate any bad habit that you might have and want to get rid of in the future. No doubt avoiding bad habits will be beneficial in the long run. Why not practice during Ramadan? Reason number 8 is health, which is an important one. Fitness fans would agree that fasting is beneficial for the digestive system, and it helps muscle recovery and body purification, clearing the body of all toxins. This is provided we don't overeat during the suhoor meal, which is the pre-dawn meal, and also during the iftar meal, which is the sunset meal. It is tradition for all Muslims since ancient times to have date and milk or tea to break their fast, and also during suhoor. Dates are not only healthy, but they also provide sufficient energy for the long day ahead, especially for an active fasting person. We're also advised to keep active during the month of Ramadan instead of being a couch potato the entire day. So don't be surprised if you see some of us working out in the gym or jogging around. However, we need to be cautious of the intensity and the time of our workouts. Mr. X, for you, I will link a perfect video for this in the description. Reason number 9, improving your willpower. Fasting develops courage, strength, and a fighting spirit in us to defeat the heavy odds in life with a cool and peaceful mind. It sharpens our power of concentration to overcome obstacles through a strong exercise all throughout the month, leading to a strong willpower that could help us in challenging life situations. It is seen that we have many annoying habits that are hard to give up, but they're rather easily given up during the days of fasting. And the final reason why we fast during the month of Ramadan, Mr. X, is to develop patience. Fasting develops a spirit of patience in us, with the realization that the days of fasting, which sometimes feel so long, do have a successful and happy end. So is life. All bitter situations pass and come to an end. I'm going to be honest, some days I struggle fasting 15 hours while working and commuting, but the quarantine made that a bit easier this year. But that doesn't mean that I dislike Ramadan or anything like that, but that I'm simply a human. Fasting isn't easy, but it also isn't designed to be, because otherwise there wouldn't be any lessons to learn. So whether we struggle with the long hours, the heat, craving sugar, or our daily caffeine fix, which is a big one, we each have our own personal challenges. Ramadan teaches us that we will encounter challenges. It's normal. Ramadan also shows us that after difficulty comes ease. We receive great spiritual, emotional, and physical benefits, and whatever the challenges, we can survive. With that said, this concludes our video to Mr. X, and I hope you understand the benefits of Ramadan and why we do fast. Other than that, I invite you to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to our channel if you like this kind of content, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!